Huh, must be some kind of nature show. Help! Get off! Get off!
Hello, world. This is Chris Aballo's podcast experiment, and I am Chris Aballo. Welcome to the show, coming at you once again from a shared universe podcast studio, and where I'm once again joined by Andrew Rizzatello and Ryan Taggart.
Oh, hey.
So
I'm silent. You should be watching
we're
the
back
video.
for more. Yeah, Andrew's trying to get videos. He's just going to
Andrew's going ASMR.
Yeah, Andrew's going to be our silent Bob this show. It's like, sorry.
I'm just going to do one big diatribe and that's it.
Yeah, you get one line
Maybe.
in this show, otherwise shut your mouth.
And it's got to be something brief like No Ticket.
Yeah.
Can't be like a Chase and Andy monologue.
No, that's what I was going for. Either that or the Jay and Silent Bob one where he talks about the law of film.
The legalities
Yeah.
of copyright.
Yeah.
Actually, Banky.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, I think you do. Or however he starts that off. So it's now December when the show's going out. Everybody's decorated up for Christmas, I assume. But the funny thing is,
People are decorating before that.
Well,
like, as soon as Halloween ended, people
that's
were
where I was
decorating.
going for it. Thank you for trampling all over where I was going with it, because the week after Halloween, there were 7 houses on my block that had Christmas decorations up. Literally, by November 7th. And normally I'd be put off by that, and not really angered, but just like, oh, come on. But in 2020, considering what a fucked up year it's been, I'm okay with it. Like, you know what? If it makes you happy, if you want 2 months of Christmas, that's fine. Plus, there was like no lead up to Christmas last year because it was about 3 weeks in between Thanksgiving was the 28th or 29th or something.
It was super late last year.
Yeah. So it really didn't feel like there was a lot of Christmas going on. It was just really rushed last year. So all the more reason I thought, okay, between feeling kind of shortchanged last year and this year being sucky, like if you need 2 months of Christmas, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
usually we
no
refuse until at least Black Friday to put up any sort of Christmas decorations.
Exactly.
At least like in my family.
Right. Sherry's holding strong to that this year.
Yeah, but I mean, because this year was so fucked, like people are like, I want to put my Christmas tree up in July. Like, fucking do it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy because...
There was a couple people that, because normally you got your stragglers that don't take their lights down until February or so.
Yeah.
And then March happens and they're like, nope, screw it.
Yeah.
They're just the tree's still up.
It's only 9 months away.
Yeah,
like why bother?
And maybe I'm not turning them on, but I'm not taking them down.
Yeah, exactly. there were like Chris, you were saying there were 7 houses. There was about the same amount, maybe a little bit more apartments in my complex that had their porches already, aside from inflatables, lights already up. 1 or 2 of them actually had their tree up the day after Halloween. Like November 1st.
I mean, a lot of people do that, and there's always that crop of, usually women on social media who are just like, it's November 1st, it's Christmas season, and all of a sudden, same way, like September 1st is pumpkin spice season for the basic white chicks?
The Han
There's
Solo,
that meme
as you say.
with the turkey is like, this is my holiday, motherfucker. Like to Santa. It's like, you have a whole... this is my month. Like, back off.
But as we talked about last week, nobody's too big a fan of turkey, so
Yeah.
No. Bigger fan of Christmas.
Yes. No.
Yeah, so let's talk about Christmas lights and how they are the biggest racket of the entire Christmas season.
Please take it.
Yes.
So all in recent years, all of the Christmas lights, they always say, if one bulb goes out, the rest of the string isn't going to go out.
Yes.
They are supposed to have been engineered so that way you can lose a light and the rest of the strand stays on.
We've evolved past this.
It's a fucking lie. It's a lie.
False advertising.
It's false advertising.
Fake news.
Because, A, they still give you the extra bulbs.
Yep.
So one light goes out and the other half of the strand goes out. It still happens.
Or they flicker.
And I'll actually replace the bulb. I'll make the attempt and I'll put it in and it still doesn't fucking work. They are meant to break, and it's a gold mine because people are going to obviously buy Christmas lights again because they should last more than a season.
It's impossible that they won't break. They're so fragile.
They're
Even
so
after
fragile.
all this time, they're so insanely fragile.
Even the ones that are meant for outdoors, like no.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any difference between indoor lights and outdoor lights.
It's the electric, not the light itself. It's the coating on the wire that's the difference. That's all it is.
Okay.
Seriously, like the actual light itself, if a good breeze goes down to it and it bumps again, no, fuck the light. But the actual wiring of it is outdoor wiring. That's all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I was outside starting to put up, the Christmas lights, and back in, I want to say March, we had a raccoon literally rip open our gutter and crawl into our attic. He ripped a
Again?
hole in the roof. Yeah, again, this is the third time since I've been in this house.
I was just telling somebody about this.
So yeah,
About your 2 raccoon invasions. I didn't know there was a third.
this was a third one. It was in March this year, and it was 3:00 in the morning, and we hear this awful banging outside, just banging and banging, and we're like, "What the fuck is that?" And we didn't know if it was our house. We thought maybe something was going on down the street.
Right.
So like Jen goes outside, and she's like, "There's a raccoon hanging off of our roof," and I like jumped out of bed. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Like she didn't see anything at first, and then she went back out.
Yeah.
Because the banging stopped, and then it would start again.
Yeah.
And he literally ripped the shingles off the roof, tore the gutter open, and crawled into our attic.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So called up Critter Control for the second time. We had to call them years ago.
Yeah.
And they put a trap on my roof and caught the thing, and it was like pouring rain all night, and the thing was thrashing and crying.
Oh, the poor bastard.
Like
but
right
still.
above our bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually almost felt bad, but he like was like shitting in my attic, so fuck him.
You committed the ultimate sin.
So
You're out of here.
yeah, another like $1,500 later, they put this like stripping on our gutter. It's so basically nothing can get in it, and then
Or can it?
or can it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Give
I
it
have
another
like
month.
these. I have these hooks, with the pole, and you put the hooks on the
Yes.
gutter so that way you can hang the lights.
Yes.
And I didn't realize until I was like starting to deal with that. This thing is up there, and I can't hook these things on the fucking gutter because it's blocking.
It's like a gutter
just
guard.
enough. It's a gutter guard.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So, so that way the raccoon, if they were to try to pry in, they can't do it. Because eventually, the goddamn thing's going to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it could be years. So these,
It's marked its territory.
these incidents were
it's
all
the
years
same
apart.
fucking raccoon.
It is the same fucking raccoon. I know it is.
It's the one that Corey found in the middle of the night, isn't it?
I might be
Probably.
because they apparently remember for years. Like
they marked your territory. They went
Yeah.
up there and they're like, "I like this house."
It was
Fuck
no,
this
it was
guy.
worse. Corey came home from work and there was nobody in the house.
Yeah,
He walked
except
in
for this
and the
fucker in
raccoon
the-
is growling at him.
yeah, homeboy calls me at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm at Jen's, and he's like, "There's a raccoon in the house." I'm like, "What?"
I mean, I kind of feel bad for the fat bastards when I dump the dumpsters that I do, because I've gotten a few where it's like, there's a family of raccoons. I'm like, sorry,
Yeah,
they live.
Like, you know the risks.
They live. Holy shit! I'll go and because I'll
Well,
drive.
you're not throwing them off a roof. You're dumping them into a pile of trash.
Yeah, I'm dumping it in a pile of trash. And it's one of the front loading dumpsters, like the dumpsters. So I'll go and I'll dump the load at the Ocean County landfill, and all of a sudden you see 3 or 4 raccoons just scuttle off.
Scurry off.
yeah.
That's funny.
And then you see these Facebook videos that make them look all cute.
They're
like
not. They're
someone has a
rodents.
domesticated raccoon, and they're sitting here like eating grapes, looking all adorable. I'm like, "Fuck you."
They're rodents.
Have you ever had a raccoon tear apart your attic?
Yeah.
And like scurry along, and you hear it like above your head. And
Right.
Your dogs are freaking out.
Yeah.
And the thing's tearing up your insulation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fuck you. They're not cute. Stop. But anyway, back to Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Right back to the story about.
Yeah.
So then that's happening, and I have like tangles of lights, and they're impossible to untangle because I just throw shit back
a
in the box.
globe of lights.
And I don't care. Yeah, it was like exactly like Christmas Vacation and handing this ball to Rusty, except I'm Rusty. I'm Clark and Rusty.
Rusty.
Yeah, because you don't have anybody to hand it to.
Yeah, so I'm doing this shit by myself, and I'm like, I have this like globe.
But next year the
Here,
kid will be 3 years old, so you
Yeah,
can.
so
Absolutely.
when have I ever overdone
this out.
anything?
Brielle, climb that ladder.
Yeah. So it's the most fucking frustrating thing. Everything's tangled. The lights don't work. They worked last year. I put them in a box. Now they don't work. And I'm like stringing shit all up. I'm like wrapping shit around trees and trying to hook this shit on the gutter. And I'm like screaming and cursing, like wondering the neighbors are going to think I'm like nuts.
Can somebody drive by Ryan's
Yeah,
neighborhood?
I had like full,
if you know where he is, or if
full
you're a
Clark
neighbor.
Griswold meltdown in the front yard.
That's
Cash
what I'm saying.
reward for
Yeah.
video of Ryan having a meltdown while hanging.
we'll get you.
God damn it!
Yeah, that's
fuck you.
Yeah, that basically me.
We will
yeah.
buy you stuff from a shared universe.
Yeah, my next door
and, like,
neighbor
hats
was
and
out.
whatnot.
I mean, yeah, my like 60-year-old next door neighbor was out, like climbing up the ladder, doing his lights all easy, and I'm like, fuck.
And he's happy to do it.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
exactly.
you're Bitching down on the
And
ground.
I'm like, hey, how you doing?
What's up, George?
Son of a bitch! Goddamn lights. Ugh.
Hey, you doing okay over there? Yeah, I'm good.
Having a Melania
Just-
meltdown. Fuck Christmas decorations.
I'm just gonna go inside and have another coffee.
Oh, fuck. So we were talking like, I wish that there are people that like do Christmas decorating. You pay them to do it.
Yep. It's
But,
a lot of electricians do that part time.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to
seriously.
pay someone to hang all my fucking lights up. Here's the lights I want. You just
Yeah.
you put them up.
There's plenty of companies. There's
because
plenty of people.
I can't deal with it.
But that's great supplemental income because there
Yes.
are people who don't want to do it, and it is a pain in the ass to go up on a roof, and people
Finding a niche.
People aren't that good at it either. I mean, climbing up a ladder and being on a roof. I mean, you could see Clark Griswold fucking it up because it's not really his area.
I'll be honest. I'm not anything more than a 12-foot ladder. I'm not comfortable on. Like in general, I'm height wise.
I
I
did
mean,
shingling-
especially if you're by yourself and no one to
Yeah.
spot you. Like, nah.
And an extension ladder. I mean, your house isn't that tall that
No.
it would be ridiculous, but like an extension ladder for when I was on the second floor apartment to put anything on, whether it would be my window or my deck. Fuck that! I ain't getting on a fucking extension ladder. I'd rather stand on the deck and just like throw shit over.
Throw shit over.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, also it's cold out, so you're layered up on top of it, which makes you feel kind of less secure.
Yeah.
because you got layers
And
on,
you're
so you're
less
heavier.
mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
when I was doing this, it was like 70 degrees
Yeah.
outside in November. So I'm like, all right,
Oh, yeah.
this is the day.
One of those random
I'm
days.
outside in shorts,
Right.
decorating for Christmas.
The only thing you're missing in your paradise is having a palm tree that you're putting on, not a fucking conifer.
Oh yeah, I want to get palm trees in the backyard. And Jen's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I want to get a fucking palm tree and put it in my backyard because I love palm trees. They make me happy. All right. And she's
It's
like,
mental health.
but can
that's
you-
what it,
yeah.
that's it. Get it, buy it,
Yeah.
charge it to your insurance company. It's a mental health tree.
Yeah.
It's your service tree.
I've heard Stranger Things, man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a service.
It's a service tree. Fuck that. How much does it cost? $1,200 to plant a new one.
And yeah,
hey,
and they
Aetna.
they have like these little like garden centers. They have like those mini ones that they don't get 100 feet tall. They're,
Right,
like,
right.
You know, they're a couple people tall, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I want little palm trees in my backyard. And she's like, but can you keep them outside in the winter in New Jersey? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just want to plant a
Hey,
palm
bamboo grows here.
Every
so-
year you get new ones. I mean,
tree. Yeah,
but why
then
would-
I'll get a new one. Yeah.
Why would she be opposed to it though? That seems like
I
a
don't know.
reasonable request. Like, I want a certain type of tree in the backyard.
We're doing like a whole backyard makeover. We planted a lawn. We have new fencing, and we're cleaning
Yeah,
shit up.
I saw
I'm
that.
like, I want a palm tree.
He's like, I want a palm tree. Hold up. I'm going to Google this.
It's got to be an angled
Yeah,
one.
Google.
Like
Can you
like in cartoons?
Will a palm tree stay alive in New Jersey in the winter?
New Jersey.
I mean, it does get cold in California, and especially now that the weather has evolved just in the time since I moved there the first time in almost 15 years ago. Fuck.
Yeah, and half the palm trees in California are all brown and shriveled anyway, and like half the leaves are dead.
Well, it's also when you consider the desert has that wide swing of weather too, where it's freezing at night
it gets
and it's
cold in
hot
the
during the
desert,
day.
yeah.
So they have to be able to survive.
Right.
I would think so. 'Cause if
they-
you go further in, deeper into the San Fernando Valley, It's desert,
From
so-
NewJersey.com, it says you can grow palm trees in New Jersey. There are a few. There are different species of palm.
Right.
I'm sorry, I keep saying pine. Palm trees that grow that are like you have to look into zones. You know how like each area of the United States is a different zone.
Right.
Look for the zone of ours, and you can get palm trees that will grow like ones you're speaking of that aren't like maybe like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
looking for like the California ones that are like
30
400 feet tall.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like,
skyscraper
Lining
height.
the
Yeah.
boulevard.
but yeah, you can get palm trees for your backyard.
Yeah. That's what I want to
the
do.
the most. Let's see, challenging. You continue. I'm going to read up on this. All right. Yeah.
Well, no, I'll switch over then.
Yeah, switch over.
Because one of the pandemic challenges that I've had to address since March is because everything's been so virtual, is essentially being tech support for my parents. So I got them a webcam and I had to set it up for them, and then I would go to the house when they had virtual doctor's appointments, particularly when things were peaking, in like May, let's say, and doctors were starting to do virtual visits because at that point things had stretched on longer than I guess they were hoping for it to. So the virtual visits happened. So I've had to help my parents with a lot of technology remotely, including the Fire Stick, which they got, I think, last year. And I set everything up because I have, the streaming accounts and the Amazon account and everything. So I just connected all their stuff to mine, made it way easy because it also means I can add stuff for them because I'm on there all the time, which is funny because ironically, they watch way more TV than I do. So they're more in tune with like what's new on Netflix this week. And I saw this Amazon has this movie and such because they're retired. All they have to do is watch TV, especially because they're not going anywhere these days. But
Wish I could just sit and watch TV. Can I retire now? Do that.
maybe the rate you're going, you may be retiring and for early retirement. But
Well, here's something.
You may be in a nut house, but
add to your again.
they watch
service
TV. I've
trees.
seen Cuckoo's Nest.
Service trees.
That's got to be the word of the decade now.
is. Service
already.
tree?
The decade is new, but
That's the title of the episode for sure.
Service trees.
Cape one whatever.
I mean, that's a
Service
double
trees.
entendre too, because we can go back and talk to the other podcast that hosts here about the other kind of trees that they smoke.
That's next year.
Okay.
A crossover episode coming soon.
No,
Big plans in 2021.
So according to this website, New Jersey is a zone 7B when it comes to the type of plants that you'd need for palms. You would need a hardy palm tree. The closest city, like they actually say Bricktown, it's a hardiness zone 6B, so you can get something bigger. But all the trees that they list, a European fan, a pindo, a sago palm, a saw palmetto, and a windmill palm, are all 5 to 10 feet tall. Like that's their growth.
Perfect.
You know, they're like the bush-sized ones.
That's good for a backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are
That's exactly what I want. Those little palm trees.
Right on this page, there are 5 individual palm trees that you can purchase that will sustain life in New Jersey.
Awesome. Get 2 so you can hang a hammock between
That's
them.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, there's your Zen yard.
Like
Perfect.
that's just the sight of the palm tree. Like it just fucking makes.
If
me
you could just
happy.
look out your window.
And you're right there by
Yeah.
water too, so
Yeah.
you're going to get more rain, more instances of rain than Chris or I, because we're further away from water.
True.
So they may grow the full 10 feet in your backyard as opposed to if I plant them or if Chris plants them. So all of a sudden, this is now ecological.
Yeah, Arborcast. But
So yes, Ryan, your service trees are available at your
Awesome.
neighborhood Lowe's.
we're gonna make this happen.
That just made my night.
We're gonna engineer Chris to shoot a doc about the process of putting up your
Here's
service
this
trees.
idiot planting a palm tree in his yard in
Yeah.
New Jersey.
It's like, can you believe
You
this
wouldn't be
shit?
the only one. Have you been to Seaside?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, people have them in their yards. Like I
Yeah,
see-
they exist. They're just not
people that
plentiful
live by
here.
the water usually.
But to be fair, I think California bought them from Hawaii anyway. Like they weren't
Oh, those
indigenous.
those
to
tall
California.
ones?
they're
Yeah.
not native to.
Like with
exactly.
with the actual coconuts, like the shit you see.
Well, just the ones on the street.
yeah, those
like
are
they had
those are not native to America. at all.
exactly.
No.
They had to move those over.
Well, Hawaii is America.
Mainland, you know,
Consider the source.
lower,
Ryan.
lower 48th.
Womp womp.
Well, anyway, so technology and
Hmm.
my parents, it's interesting how they become more open. More so my mother than my father. My mother is the only one who would get on the computer
How similar.
and
Like-
do anything. Oh, yeah,
same here.
for
Oh my
your-
God.
same for your
My
family.
dad
My
doesn't even know how to
dad
turn a computer on.
just got a Facebook account, and
Oh,
I'm
really?
like, oh Christ.
Isn't it a little late in the day to want a Facebook account?
That's
I mean, I
what
know your
I'm
dad's
saying.
he's in his 60s.
He's got an iPhone now.
That's the next step. I haven't gotten there with my parents. But
Oh, no?
see, this is all part of a process because especially with, now Zoom has become is so prevalent that it's actually a verb now. I'm zooming.
Yeah.
Are we we're zooming on Facebook. It's like no,
Yeah.
actually using Facebook portal or something
Yeah,
else.
it's-
Like but zooming has become like Googling
And
has
you're like,
become
oh, mom and dad, just
Stop it.
Just stop saying the words.
and my mother's side has been doing like a regular gathering, like a Zoom meeting for her and her 2 brothers and their kids and everything. I happen to have missed them, unfortunately, because they're kind of random. It's not like a weekly thing, but she's gotten much more adept with technology, whereas my father's just not into it.
Not
Like he wouldn't even
interested.
handle the Fire Stick. My mother will have to put something on for him. She keeps getting him to try to use the Alexa voice remote. Like say this. Like I've got him. There's the Sam Jackson voice that you could get.
Yes,
you could ask
I
him
did
questions.
the same
everything.
thing for my
I was
parents.
like, Dad, ask him a question. It's 99 cents. So if you
Yeah.
have a Fire Stick, it's the best money you'll ever spend.
And apparently there's a fart package. Alexa can make fart noises now, and
Yeah.
we discovered this. And there's like extreme fart packages that you can pay for. It's like $1.
See,
With, like, all these fart noises.
I have a Roomba, and I want to find those videos. The guys who make the Roomba scream and curse whenever it hits something. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh my God! Yeah, all right, of course you would.
That's amazing.
So
fuck.
yeah,
Fuck is that supposed to mean? Those are amazing ass videos.
they are. So
You
like
two
this
are
guy,
so alike.
we
It's
are.
unreal.
So if you guys have you seen Roombas work?
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah,
general?
of
Okay,
course.
so
Yeah.
they literally will have
We
to-
used to have one that my aunt got us when we lived in like Lakewood.
Oh really?
So it was like 20 years ago.
oh my God!
And
So-
it would just bump into shit, and it would
But,
get
like,
stuck.
it was
and,
like one of those
vacuums up nothing.
sucks. Yeah.
Well, it was like one of those old toys where like it would bump into a wall. I'm like, that's the perimeter, and now it's going to turn.
Right.
So the more.
But instead, sitting there like a Sims character, just bumping into the
No,
wall.
it doesn't. No.
Maybe they've improved over
They
the
have.
years. But...
I mean, they have, but like, so the most recent one that I have, it'll bump into a wall, it'll back up a good inch or two, and then it'll turn and keep going. So what this gentleman has done is every time that sensor goes off, it will curse or like scream. It's like it'll hit a wall and go, ah, fuck.
That's amazing.
Quit it. Quit it.
No, like this one's vulgar.
Can you feed this audio into the show? Engineer Chris is pulling up a video.
Oh, this.
Screaming Roomba ad, Michael. Make a screaming Roomba. It's just
Yeah.
This is Michael Reeves on YouTube.
Yes.
Has this video just to give him a plug.
This is from May of last year.
Yeah. We're testing out this new kind of product. You know how normal Roombas run into
Dude's just
Shark,
bringing
an ad for a shark.
Ad for a shark
He doesn't even
Roomba.
use it. He's an actual Roomba. The iRobot.
the equivalent. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That it's even an ad for an equivalent. This dude just brought it into Target to do it
Yeah.
instead of doing it at home. Why?
No, he did it at home first. There's a video of him like sitting at the table and it's
Oh, yeah?
going and it's. That was the thing. He made a better version.
Is that you're talking all over it so nobody can hear what he's saying?
Yes.
like ignore it. Kind of like how Roomba cleans your house. Into your household.
Wow.
That thing is
that is
slamming into
amazing.
walls too. Like, I wonder if he adjusted the speed on it.
Makes it a little more personable.
Makes it a little more personable. My ass.
Yeah, I'll bet. Oh man. Okay, listen. For anybody who's listening to this and wants to see the actual video, I'll embed it in the post. If you look at the post for Cape 146 at chrisaballo.com, the video of this episode will be there, and below it will be the video of this screaming Roomba. So you could check it out yourself, or you can just look
You're
up
welcome.
Michael Reeves Roomba or Roomba cursing.
Yeah.
And it was one of the top results. But this video will be there if you check out the post on
It's
the
just
website.
absolutely hilarious. So now, and also the fun thing, like you guys have Alexa. You guys use
Yes.
So I'm a Google Home. Like I've got the hub and various different speakers around the house. So you can control a lot of things through both Google and Alexa.
Right.
And you can name the robot. All right, here's a callback. What did I name my robot?
Skynet.
No.
Oh, really?
I think I told you.
You probably did, but my memory's for
No,
shit.
Christian,
So I
you're
don't
gonna
think
take a
I know.
guess? Rosie.
Yes, you did tell me that.
Jetsons.
The Jetsons,
Come
which is
on,
perfect.
Okay.
Classic.
Which is perfect.
I mean, it's a good machine. Listen, it is not meant for heavy duty jobs. It's meant for your, oh shit, I got to clean up a little quick because the parents are coming over.
It's
kind of
made for
thing.
entertainment. Let's be honest.
Well,
Like, you sit and
absolutely.
Watch a little robot run around. is what we
the
dreamed
cat
of
and the
as
dog
kids.
go, what the fuck is that thing?
Oh yeah, my dogs would probably fucking eat that thing. They
Oh,
try to
absolutely.
eat the actual vacuum cleaner while I'm vacuuming.
Yes.
Like they bite it and their teeth get caught on. They're so fucking stupid.
Your one dog tries to eat the TV, so
like
I mean, I
five,
wouldn't
five
trust a
years and
Roomba.
they're still afraid of the vacuum cleaner. Like
11 years and Roxy's still afraid of the vacuum cleaner, so don't
they're
worry.
just such dumb creatures.
Yeah.
They really are.
She's still afraid of trash bags. Like, I've never tormented this dog with a trash bag or a vacuum cleaner. I have never done anything traumatic.
And you got her when she was weeks old, so it's not
yeah,
like
from
she's not a rescue dog.
No, we bought her. Like this, as much as people give me shit, I bought this dog from a breeder. At what was it, 8 weeks, I believe, 12 weeks. 11 years later, still hates trash bags, still hates the fucking vacuum. We'll go after them.
Our dog used to bark at the vacuum too.
Yeah.
I think that's just the thing. They don't know what it is. It's really
it's loud.
noisy, and
Yeah, like Dexter bites it and his teeth will like get caught and stuck as I'm like pulling it back and he's like he's such an idiot.
dogs are dumb.
Yeah. Hey, back to you.
But
Yeah, right.
thanks.
Let's get the show back on track.
So we're gonna get better at this. We swear.
No, we're not.
The Roomba's a far cry from like getting my parents on board with something like that. I know that's not in the cards just yet, but it's funny because I get a call from my mother last weekend. Mind you, this is a couple weeks ago by the time the show goes out. But she said, "Hey, I want you to look something up on QVC," which my mom's retired, so she watches a lot of QVC and HSN as well. And Which is ironic because she's complained about, like, everyone's doing their shopping on Amazon and all these stores online. That's why stores are going out of business. Mom, you don't go shopping at the store and you buy stuff on QVC and HSN, so you're not helping either.
And the prices are higher anyway.
Yeah, except Easy Pay. That's always the selling point for my mother, which is the case here because there was the current version of the Amazon Fire tablet.
Okay.
So it's the 10-inch or whatever. Yeah. It's like a 10-inch Fire HD tablet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it was $100, but 5 payments of 20. So my mother was all in. She's like, "Is this a good one?" And it's funny because I was a little annoyed last year because I kind of was feeling my mother out. My mother never wants anything for Christmas. Never has my entire life. I don't want anything. Don't get me anything.
Yeah.
And my father was the same way. But she would never. She was
like,
never
I'm not falling for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I always wanted to because it's not like they've never gotten me. They've got a Christmas without getting me anything. So I was like, that'd be shitty of me to not get a gift. I'm an adult. Why would I not buy my parents something for Christmas? So I was kind of feeling her out because my mother's been reading a lot of books in her retirement, and now my father's gotten into it too, where he's been reading a lot of stuff because there's only so much cable news and Price is Right you can watch. So I said, what do you think? I mentioned something about a tablet and tried to, feel out the idea of like, is this worthwhile for me to grab a tablet? Because, Amazon always has them for like Cyber Week. I think it's a whole week now.
Now it's a month.
Where it's like, exactly.
It's or was a month.
Or Prime Day, they would do it like a couple times a year where I thought, well, if there's a sweet deal on a tablet that's, one of the bigger screens because they're old, then I thought, okay, maybe this will be worthwhile to get as a gift because then they can access anything. Like I could even link my Audible account, cue the jokes, that so my mother can listen to audiobooks or whatever. She just plug headphones in and just listen to audiobooks. I thought this will be great. That way she doesn't need to, hear the football games or whatever my dad's doing to have a competing TV in the other room. I said she'll have another option. So anyway, she calls me and she says, is this good? Like, should I get this? Is this worth getting? And since it's basically the current model, like the biggest model, with the exception of storage space, I think it's like a 64 gig or something. And I think they make a 128.
But you can expand it, I think.
Exactly.
I think you put an SD card in it.
But at the same time, my mother's like, she's not on Facebook, so she doesn't have like any apps like that she would have to add in. So, and she's not going to be walking around taking pictures with it either. So, I mean, that would be kind of funny. She's got a collection of pictures she didn't know she took. There's a lot of teeth and chins.
Yep.
she's accidentally taking the cameras reversed and keeps taking pictures of her. And I told her that as far as Zoom, like, my sister, who, as we mentioned last week, isn't going to be coming home for Christmas, is, has everything set up for Zoom at home. And my parents have the webcam, like I mentioned before. And my sister hasn't Zoomed with them because she doesn't want them necessarily sitting at the computer for an extended period of time talking necessarily, which my mother took that as, she doesn't want us to see her. She doesn't want us to see her apartment, what her, shape her apartment's in or something like that.
If your parents are
but
sitting for long periods of time, that could be detrimental.
Well, exactly. So I thought, even if they get a tablet, then at least they can use Zoom and
walk around
with anybody. They could just, kick back on a chair and, eat some Fritos and talk to the family. So
I can see your dad.
I thought this would be good. Well, yeah, exactly. Just kick it back. Huh? Well, my father still gets the cordless phone still throws him off, not to mention the cell phone. So I don't know how it's going to go. But it's funny you mentioned my father because instantly I thought, okay, this thing's going to arrive. And again, recording this in advance. So I'll be setting up their Fire tablet on Thanksgiving. And I'm waiting for the moment where my father pulls me aside, says, "Chris, how's this thing work? All right, where are the naked pictures?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
How do I get to the naked pictures?"
Is he that old man?
I'm not saying he is, because he's a no from the computer, but the tablet's kind of easy to operate. And I thought the tablet's a gateway to getting them a smartphone, just because they still have a flip phone, which frankly Verizon no longer really supports. Like the signal's really bad and everything because the network is upgraded.
Right. Yeah, unless you live in Lakewood.
Well, the network is upgraded, though, since 2008 when they got the goddamn phone. So it's high time they got a new one. And they could get one like outright for $20 brand new because you could just get like an LG model or something like that and remove the bells and whistles that it comes with. And they could just use it as a phone, but with Google Assistant, which is funny because my father was intrigued by the idea after watching Ozzy and Jack's World Detour, where Ozzy Osbourne and his son go around to different places. And my father sees Ozzy talking into the phone, talking to Siri. He's like, "How do you do that?" I was like, "You can do that on phones." So I said, "If you want to call home, you can just say, Google call home." Sorry to everybody if you're listening to the show. Like,
it's like, we know all this.
You forgot that one. There's two keywords for Google.
Okay.
It's hey or okay.
Okay.
And then
I see.
That's what kicks it off.
Hey, Google.
See, I haven't used mine either because my phone's generally always in my hand like everybody our age. So that's part of the reason I never even set up the Google Assistant. But for them, I thought, this will be perfect. But I'm totally expecting that my dad's going to be like, "Where are the naked pictures? We're going to find it." And then one day, because my mother will wake up but stay in bed, but my father will get up and watch literally like The Price is Right,
Right,
or
right.
Let's Make a Deal or whatever
Yeah,
comes on
yeah, yeah.
before it. And I'm waiting for the day my mother says, "Oh God, I walked out and your father's in the living room. He's got the tablet. And he was waxing his carrot and and he'd probably be indignant about it too because he's 79. He can give a fuck. Right. My father gives less of a fuck the older he gets, which is frankly entertaining.
I could see your father at least going into the bathroom.
Well, that's the thing. My mother she'll wake up, but she won't leave the bedroom until like noon. She's in there watching, again, a competing television. My father's in the living room. He gets up latest 9 o'clock. He's still just on that mode. He's more of a morning person, but having worked his whole life up until 11 years ago when he retired, he just gets up, and sleeping till 9 a.m. is like, that's the latest he'll basically sleep. His body clock won't let him stay in bed until like
circadian
11.
rhythm.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is funny. He's the outlier in the family because my sister and mother and myself are all night owls. So we'll make him stay up late because we'll be watching something. Not make him, but if we're watching something that he's into, he'll stay up till 3 a.m, but we'll still be up at 9 the next day.
And cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he'll get down a couple of cups of coffee. So by the time my mom wanders out of the bedroom at noon, but I just thought of the idea of like, I wonder if my father's going to get it because the tablet's pretty easy to operate and it's a good size. And like, how do you get naked pictures on here? Like, I can just imagine my father asking me the question. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Well, what am I going to say? Like,
Dad, I got some things for you.
He's 79. Like, what am I going to say? Like, no. You can't have the naked pictures.
Hold on, I'll get you a subscription to Playboy. Oh, that's right. They don't make fucking books anymore.
Yeah. Well, they went back to putting nudity in the magazine. So there is that. Yeah, they had 1 year with no nudity, and then people realized, yeah, we're not going to buy Playboy if there's no titties. So then
but they still don't do
doing
paper
it
product. Everything's digital, isn't it? I thought they got rid of their magazine.
They probably still are making. I think they're phasing it out, but I think like maybe it's bi-monthly or something now. But I think like a lot of publications are kind of phasing it out.
Nobody wants to read the articles.
But that makes me laugh.
You know what? As trivial and trite as it is, there were some decent articles. Yes, it was focused around naked women. I get it. It was Maxim, but to another level. I get it. But there were some decent articles in there.
For sure.
I'm sure.
For sure. I used to read it too because I got it, like I've said in previous shows, that my parents got me the subscription when I was 16. That's what I wanted for my birthday, and I got Playboy. And I would read the articles because what do? You got 16 pages of pictures, and then you got another 180.
Well, only so much spanking you can do.
You're going to read something. Well, the 20 was it 20 questions? I forget the one where they would have every month would be an interview with somebody.
The centerfold.
Well, no, but it would be 20 questions with like a celebrity. And if it was a bad month, it'd be like 20 questions with Lars Ulrich or something like that. Right. Which is annoying because like reading an interview with him, I immediately hear it in his voice. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Metallica used to tour back in the day, go all over the world, and we always check out Motorhead if they were in town. We meet up with Lemmy, and
oh my God, his voice just gets on my nerves. By the way, my sister does listen to the show and watch the show, so apologies to my sister for conjuring up the image of my dad jerking off.
Yeah,
but
sorry sis.
Yeah. I mean, I won't tell you if he asks me for the naked pictures.
Yes,
and we'll leave it at that.
You'll find out.
Yeah,
probably the hard way.
No, she won't.
The hard way.
I mean, not till next Christmas. She won't. She's got a window.
God damn it! This isn't Zoom.
I know. Could you imagine? I put Net Nanny or one of those programs.
Yeah, she comes home next year. You guys decent?
Oh my God! She'll just stay in the. There's obviously one less bedroom because my parents moved into this house, after retirement and after my sister moved out, and when I was on my way out. So she'll be staying in the room I've stayed in when I've been at the house. So she may just never come out.
Yeah,
she'll just stay in there with her phone.
He just won't stop.
I'm not taking a chance.
That's good.
Aye. Well, we can't get away from nudity on this show.
No, we really can't.
And we
there's
never
always
will.
something about it. Yeah.
No.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
There's zero shame when it comes to
How it
something
was
like this.
intended.
Yes.
But
put your shirt back on.
We have put your pants back on. Jesus, I know the camera only shows the table and up, but put your goddamn pants on, Andrew. Disgusting. Immediately gets in here, starts unbuckling his pants. Very unprofessional.
Just because you wanted to see the happy trail.
The happy trail, huh?
Well, how about something we are ashamed about?
What's that?
Which is we've talked repeatedly, particularly in the last couple of months, about weight gain and everything, and how there used to be the freshman 15, now there's the COVID-19, and how everybody's basically put on
Actually,
weight.
depending on the person you talk to, it could go anywhere from 15 to 40. I've heard some people.
Oh, totally.
sure,
I've
yeah.
heard about a lot of people. And you were even saying last
I
time
did-
that
oh,
with,
yes.
with Noom, you were dropping weight and
I
everything.
have.
Your
and-
face looks skinnier.
It does,
does.
actually.
Well, I mean, the hair.
I mean, it's like
the last video here we had. I had a full head of hair, and that always adds weight.
It does, yeah.
You
Now you
know?
got this Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, it's Peaky Blinders.
So, what was it? 20 pounds the last time I talked to you guys.
Yeah, I think you were down to like 248. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm as of weighing myself this morning, it was 245. So 23.
So still going down.
Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, and granted, it's not steady. It fluctuates.
Totally.
Thanksgiving. I know weight gain
Yeah,
was there.
there's going to be weight gain.
Salt impact. We talked about mental health. What was it? That was the first reunion show. We talked about mental health. Right?
Yeah, but it's been a recurring theme.
Well, no, but like we talked about how we're on medicine and whatnot, and that's
Yes.
one of the things that comes with Zoloft is weight. That's one of the side effects is weight gain.
Because
So
you're eating your feelings instead of feeling them.
I'm keeping them bottled up inside.
I see. Maybe.
No,
I mean,
but in all honesty, I guarantee you,
Could be a side effect.
because it's some kind of salt derivative or some kind of mineral in the medicine that keeps
Right.
water weight on.
that makes sense.
It's really hard, especially with the gatherings we were speaking about last episode, is staying away from sugary drinks.
Yeah.
You have Coke in front of me, and I am so dying to drink it, and I'm trying not to. The scotch I had last episode was bad enough because that was still about the same calorie count as the Coke.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
But
What is that? What is that?
140 calories.
140. Okay, so
But I mean, you had a thimble of whiskey. I mean, was it that bad
a
calorically?
regular shot, like had it been a regular shot glass, is 92 calories.
Is it really?
Yeah, but that's not. But
Wow.
so what? So you have 100 gimme calories during the day.
Well,
I mean, that.
yes, but when you're trying to be conscious about it, you're looking at things and going, "All right, I'm
Like,
going to be
is it
leaving."
worth it?
Yeah, like I'm going home and I know I'm going to have a snack of whatever. I don't have carrots or something healthy at home. I'm going to go have a couple cookies. And I know the serving size of two is 2 Oreos, and that's 140 fucking calories.
Yeah.
They're delicious. Every single fucking calorie of it.
Yeah, dude, I
They're
ate like a
caloric.
whole package of Oreos over the past week or so.
Yeah.
You
like-
did eat a whole package of calories.
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah,
A whole
so
package of calories.
That wasn't a slip.
Translation.
Yeah, like it's so
Ugh.
crazy to
Can't stop,
to-
won't stop.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's,
and
it's
holiday
mentally
w-
changing.
And holiday weight gain is a real thing.
Oh,
I mean, I definitely
absolutely.
started putting on this pre-pandemic. This is my weight gain warm-up last year during Thanksgiving and Christmas, for sure. Which is funny because the year before, I lost weight.
Right.
Because I was, after moving back to Jersey, which is 2 years ago. Can you guys believe that?
Yeah.
It actually kicked in last week when it was November 16th. I mean, a couple weeks ago compared to when the show goes up. But I thought, wow, I left California 2 years ago, and I got home the day before Thanksgiving, and here it
Yes,
is, Thanksgiving's
yes,
come and
yes.
gone, and I'm like, geez, I can't believe I've been back 2 years already.
Yeah.
It was really weird, but that's time for you. But yeah, I think that ramped up the weight gain that was to come, which I think part of it is winter, because we all run to comfort food during the winter. So it's cold, you're inside. New Jersey experiences the full spectrum of weather, and certainly winter, even though the winter's been kind of mild snow-wise, it hasn't been that bad for the last 2 winters. I think this winter's going to be bad because there's already been some really cold days just in November.
Yeah.
Like much colder than usual. And even just north of us there have been some snow.
Right.
There's been snow in
Yeah,
New
there
York
has.
State.
Yes.
I mean, Maine gets snow
A
from
little bit in
October
North
to May
Jersey.
anyway. But yeah, there's definitely been some snow happening. I think this winter's probably going to be pretty bad. And just because we're due. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, we got
There's
no
no getting
snow
around it.
last winter at all.
No,
Like,
we just got
none.
I-
At least
cold.
down where I am.
Yeah.
We got, I
about
think,
North Jersey.
twice we did, but once
it
it
was
was like
nothing-
an inch and another was like 2 inches. There were
Yeah,
no storms.
we got it like a dusting once where I am in Tom's River, and that was literally it.
I
the
think
whole
we
winter.
were more
Which is fine with me, 'cause
concerned.
I
Oh, absolutely.
don't care.
We were more concerned with salting and keeping the roads clean of hazards more
Sure.
than it was like, oh crap, there's 3 feet of snow outside. We got to be plowing for 36 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because there hasn't been that here for a while. So all the more reason I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be due.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm starting to think already with
So
the
more weight
temperatures
gain.
dropping. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
depression.
it. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about that because I don't remember if we probably talked about it. If not on the show, it's been years if we have. But I was thinking about how, yeah, we do eat and we stay inside, and it kind of lends itself to maybe establishing some bad habits, and
It's
you're
that
certainly not going
hibernation
outside.
mentality.
Do you guys have a favorite just overall snack, or maybe like a winter snack? Like comfort food that you're just like, oh man, as soon as it gets cold and I'm inside,
Hot
I like
chocolate.
Yeah, just hot chocolate
Oh my
is your
God.
go-to.
And like, I want a
Speaking of sugary drinks,
Oh.
Jesus,
because like I'm, if you're getting
diabetes cocktail.
if you're getting like a Swiss Miss package and you're making it that way,
Mhm.
even if you make it with just water, not with milk, because some people make it with warm milk. A packet of that is 160 calories. I'm using at least 2 packets every time.
Oh yeah.
Oh
you
wow,
know,
you amped
you're
that
like
shit
super
up, huh?
concentrated.
Yeah.
I want
Craft hot
chocolate.
He's like, I want
Yeah.
chocolate.
I want,
bitch.
like just take the Hershey's, melt it. I'm drinking that. Like,
Yeah. This motherfucker will put chocolate sauce on Triscuits and cheese.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
that's
I
how
don't
dedicated he is
Actually,
to chocolate.
I haven't eaten Triscuits in a while, ever since Noom.
Really?
No more Triscuits.
But that's
Sparingly.
smart though,
Yeah.
because to eliminate.
Yeah, it's
Because
carbs,
you have to little
but
things.
it's salt
cut out.
also. So
What about you? Is there anything you run to, especially like it's winter, it's cold?
Not
You're stuck
particularly in
inside.
the winter. I mean, I love the holiday Reese's. So obviously,
Yeah?
you have the trees that come out
So
for,
just
for Christmas.
Just the shape, the novelty of the new
Well,
shape.
well, no, they put so much more peanut butter
do.
than in the regular
Oh,
peanut
yeah,
butter.
that-
rice.
It's-
and Easter too.
it's
Like
a thinner-
whenever it's a
Yeah,
shape.
so they do that. They do the pumpkins for Halloween,
Yeah.
and then they do the Easter eggs, and then the trees.
You're right. It's a
And
thinner shell.
It's a
Definitely.
thinner shell and much more peanut butter, and it just blows the regular peanut butter cup out of the water, and that's my favorite thing.
Huh.
Other than that, gummies, any kind of gummies.
And that's year round.
That's
kinda your
that's
thing.
year
Yeah, I was
round.
gonna say
Like,
you've always been a
my
gummy
my
freak.
downfall is gummies all the way.
Jelly
Yeah.
beans. I haven't
Yeah?
had jelly beans in a very long, not holiday. If we're talking all day, all year,
Right.
I haven't had jelly beans in a very long time, and I'm craving some Jelly Bellies. And
Really?
I guarantee you, the serving size is like 1 Jelly Belly. You know,
Yeah.
like
Well, you get the tiny little pack that's like 6 flavors and
No, you
maybe
can't.
20
No,
It's
beans.
like
you
four,
can't.
400 calories. Yeah.
I need the party size bag
Yeah.
for me.
I mean, just to scratch the itch, because
Yeah.
I'm obviously trying to lose weight, and something we've been talking about since June when we
Yeah.
first started doing this 6 months ago and
Yeah.
doing shows together on a fairly regular basis. But I have been trying to eliminate certain things, not completely. Like the soda, yes, I'm having a Coke here because I'm here. I haven't bought soda to keep at home in a while. We will on occasion, but we generally try to stay away from it just because it's very easy to drink your calories.
Oh,
And
yeah.
especially me, who is a sweet tooth. It would be very easy if I bought a
Wawa
2-liter
iced tea.
bottle of soda, or sweetened iced tea.
Holy crap.
It'll be
Mhm.
gone within 2 days because it's there and I'm home. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the way it's been all year. Forget winter. That's been
a serving size
every
of
season.
Wawa lemon iced tea is 90 to 100 calories.
Man,
There
remember
are
we used to
8
pound those?
There are 8 servings in that half gallon.
you know what's
no,
funny?
no, it's one serving.
I mean,
It's
for
one.
us, yes.
Come on now.
But like
Yeah.
according to the calorie
Yeah,
count, there's
right.
8 servings.
It's
in that
funny
bitch.
you mentioned Wawa iced tea because Sherry really liked the peach tea from Wawa.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had it in a while. And we've been cutting out certain things, as I've said, over the last couple of weeks. We've been making a conscious effort to.
Right.
But I did the one day I was out and it was getting kind of late, and she was like, "Oh, maybe just sandwiches for dinner. She don't want to stop at Wawa and pick up sandwiches. We'll have sandwiches for dinner." I said, "Okay, cool." So I thought, I haven't gotten her a Wawa peach tea in a while. I'll get her just a single, what is it,
Yeah,
like
the little
16
ones.
ounce
Yeah, the
or whatever it
little-
is,
yeah.
or 12 ounce bottle,
Mm.
and she sipped a little bit of it and said, "I can't drink this anymore."
Sweet.
And well, that's it. It's like 46 grams of sugar,
Yeah.
and it's a small bottle.
It's a small bottle.
And the funny thing is,
Concentrated.
she's gotten on me, and not unjustifiably. I'm not saying it's unfair, but like once a day, I'll have a Highball energy drink, mostly for the caffeine. But
Highball's
I
the
also
name
do
of the
like
brand?
it. Highball's the brand,
Okay.
and not a highball like you just pounded down with the
Hey,
whiskey
listen.
in it. But no, it has, I think, 37 grams of sugar, which is not great, but it's less than in any soda. Like here's a 12-ounce can of Coke, and it has 39.
Mhm.
This is a 20-ounce can. So it's that much more. So proportionately has less sugar. And I thought, wow, the can of Highball that I drink once a day has less sugar in it than that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And it's also 160 calories. It's not super caloric, and I'm sure most of that's from the sugar.
Mm.
But that is something, yes, I have on a daily basis. My other exception that I've been making for myself over the last month and a half, little longer, now that this show is going out in December, but my therapy appointments have been in person since I started seeing a therapist again. And because it's in the morning, part of my routine is I will go and get a breakfast bagel sandwich from Manhattan Bagel. And which will just be like egg, cheese, and bacon. But once a week, one sandwich. And I said that will be my weekly indulgence. Because the problem is when I eliminate anything, just like everybody does, you can't stop thinking about it and
Right.
you crave it and you want it. So I said, if I allow myself one, if you want to call it a meal, I mean, I'll say it's a cheat meal. I'm willing to say that. Then if it's a cheat meal, cool. Like, I'll take that. And once a week, because that way I'm not thinking about it like, oh, man, I'd love to get bagels. And look, I couldn't get bagels for 6 years in California. Carbs are outlawed out there. So you can't,
of course.
you can't get a bagel. You have to have them imported, from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
You have to get to the black market for bagels.
yeah, exactly. Like buy them out of a guy's trunk. And I'm kind of leery about that. But finally, I said, good, I get decent bagels, even though it's from a chain. Like, there's still better bagels than you would get at like a grocery store.
Right.
But that's been my weekly indulgence where I was like, I'm just going to get that breakfast sandwich once a week, eat it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be hungry
Because if you
during
completely
therapy.
deprive
I'll feel
yourself of
satisfied.
everything, like you're just going to be miserable.
Well,
Exactly.
It's funny, on the video you see me typing on my phone. I'm actually on Noom right now on the app, typing in the foods that I had, and like
You're working while we're trying to do this?
I'm working. Yes,
You dick.
I know.
I'm working here.
I'm working over here. So no, but one of the things that they, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, is like the idea of telling yourself, no, I can't have that, makes you want it more.
Totally.
So you need to, and that's where it goes back to the being conscious of how much of what it is you're having. My downfall is I have a Dunkin' Donuts extra large light and sweet coffee every morning.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the cash on me, that's my downfall. That's a 200 calorie drink every morning.
That's not terrible, though. I mean,
It's not
10%
It's not terrible,
less than 10%.
but
of your
it's
calories.
still 200 calories that I could be having a coffee from home and controlling the amount of sugar that's in it.
Right.
True.
And the amount of half and half that's in it.
But how many calories are you saving? I mean, you cutting maybe 100 calories off it? You're probably putting not that much less in it. That's going to make a huge difference. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. Just realistically, if you added some sweetener and some half and half, or whatever it is you chose, you're still. Let's say it was 120 calories, and you're taking an extra 80 calories, but the convenience of picking it up, that's the bargain you're making with yourself.
The difference is I'm not paying for it at home. That's the other thing.
I mean, you are.
Yes,
And-
but,
yeah, you are,
It costs less.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. Because at the end of the week, if you're buying 5 coffees a week, that's almost $11 at the end of the week that you paid just in coffee.
Well, yes,
And that's if you're
it on a
getting
daily
cheap
basis.
coffee, like
Yeah.
a Dunkin', not a
Not-
Starbucks
or a
coffee,
Rook, yeah.
or
$7.
Rook. Yeah,
yeah,
Coffee.
yeah. Then you're spending half your paycheck.
yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing as far as craving it. That was one of the things I completely cut out because having a sweet tooth, I love dessert. And because I've had issues with my esophagus in past years and certain things didn't pass comfortably, I started indulging myself more in ice cream. And that's one of the ways I put on weight even when I was in California before I had to start dropping weight. It was kind of a regular fixture. Not that I ate a pint in one night or anything like that, but maybe over the course of 2 nights, could be back-to-back nights, I'd still have 1,000 calories of ice cream or whatever the hell is in
God, I
a
haven't
pint
looked
of
at
ice cream.
I haven't looked at the calories on ice cream.
Right. Well, that's it. I said, you know
And
what?
what's a serving
then-
size of ice cream? Like a spoon?
And the pint you're
I
paying
think it's
for
a third. I think it's a
convenience,
third of a pint, so it comes
Fuck
out.
that.
I think it comes out
If
to
I'm
like
getting Ben and
300.
Jerry's,
Yeah.
I'm eating that whole tub.
Well, and that's it. I said, I haven't had ice cream in about a month.
Mm.
So I said a couple of weeks ago, all right, I'm finally going to get a pint of ice cream. Ben and Jerry's was on sale. I was at the grocery store anyway. I said, I'm going to pick up a pint and I'm going to enjoy it. And then in another month, I'll have some more. I wasn't planning to eat the pint in one night.
Just to, yeah.
Yeah, but just so that I would crave it, so I wouldn't think about it. I could look at it and say, okay,
It's here.
this is an exception. I can enjoy it, and just it won't be haunting me. Like the idea
Right.
of like I want ice cream. The problem was when I finally cracked that pint open to eat dessert, completely without thinking. And this isn't
Fog
like a
eating.
habit or
Mhm.
anything like that. No, prior to even that, I didn't realize until I ate, about maybe somewhere between a half and a third.
Mm.
But let's just say half. I'd eaten half the pint, so good 500 calories. I was like, okay, that's good. I'll have the rest in a couple of days and like spread it out.
You threw
so that way
you
I'm not
threw the
crazy.
cap out?
I threw the lid away when I opened it in the first place. So now I said, well, now I got to finish it. I did
Because
feel...
you were planning on eating the whole thing.
Well,
when sitting originally.
that was exactly
Yeah.
it. I wasn't going to eat the whole pint in one night, but some stupid reason.
I usually do when I get Ben. I just pound the whole thing.
Well,
in one
I
sitting.
have.
It's
I
gone.
have, but I said I can't have 1,000 calories at like,
Or I
1
get
in the morning.
Or I get the Breyers Oreo cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Gone. That,
I mean, Ben and Jerry's is awesome, but I usually can't justify getting it because it's like $5 for a pint, whereas you
Well,
go to the
that-
supermarket on sale, like a half gallon of Friendlies or Turkey Hill is $2. I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I buying?
Well, that was it. I said, I'm going to be indulgent and I'm going to get this pint because it was like $2.88. And I said, okay, that's
God,
pretty
you,
sweet.
Yeah,
you
some-
guys gonna make me stop at Wawa.
yeah,
and get,
very
like,
rare.
something
Yeah, they'll put
on
Ben
the
and
way
Jerry's on
home.
sale, but regular price is like $5 for a pint. I'm like, get the fuck out
Yeah,
of
it's like
here.
$5.99 at some
Yeah.
grocery stores. And I
Yeah.
thought, Jesus, I don't want to pay that much. Or even you
Yeah.
can get it. Yeah, you get pints at Wawa.
So,
and they're like $6,
okay, so
$7.
this is a good thing to circle back to the holiday aspect of this and Christmas. Have there, we spoke about gatherings and things like that last episode for Thanksgiving. For Christmas, obviously, it's a similar setup for you guys, gathering-wise, maybe splitting it up between the two families and whatnot. But are there, especially, Chris, this is kind of leaning more toward you, is there a dessert that the other family makes that you're like, oh, God, I want it? Like, is there like, so for me, Libby, my mother-in-law, makes a jell-o pudding pie. Whipped cream, chocolate jell-o pudding pie. Exactly.
That sounds
right
awesome.
there. What Ryan just did.
Yeah.
I love Jell-O
That's
pudding.
he just expressed what I'm feeling.
Yeah, like I would
verbally.
cut the triangle out, and this is my part. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
One of my
slice
favorite
for everybody
desserts.
else.
And she makes it great. She makes great pudding in general, but like the crust and everything. I don't even care if she buys the crust store bought or she makes it her own.
You can't tell
great.
the difference.
It's absolutely great.
Yeah.
There's not one particular dessert, but
Okay.
because of the spread that my family puts on, big ass Italian, holiday, because this is my father's side, so it's the Italian side. I will tap out on dinner early to leave more room for dessert because there will be a couple of trays of cookies, like 6 different pies, maybe some cake, and I have to have it all.
Finger
so
foods.
I will tap out on dinner so I have room for dessert.
Yep.
I mean, honestly,
That's what I typically do on Thanksgiving because I'm so bored by the food, and I'm like, just give me the pumpkin pie.
Exactly.
And, whatever else, the cookies. Like I tap out of dinner early too.
Like I'm not going to fill up on turkey and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Like why would I do that?
Exactly with you.
When there's pie coming.
Yeah.
I know there's pie coming. Yes.
Give me that pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Actually, I know like the Jell-O pudding that's a staple for every holiday with Libby.
That sounds awesome.
That's what she. And if she knows that there are going to be more than just the family coming, she'll make multiple pies, and I'll eat most of
Does she
it.
sneak you one under the table?
She probably
awesome.
knows. She doesn't listen to the show,
Andrew's
but she
like,
probably
I
knows.
fucked that pie.
She's just write your name and ready whip on the top.
Well, that or she goes out and buys the cookie cakes. Have you seen it's like a giant chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah.
But you can get like icing or whatever else.
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
a cookie cake.
Yeah. So like she'll get that and have like
Cookie.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas or whatever the fuck is on.
It's a funny regional thing that made me laugh was so Friendly's is very much based on the East Coast. They don't have them out in California.
Okay.
Sherry's a California girl, so she never had Friendly's before.
She never had a Jim Dandy?
No, well, she's never heard of it. I mean, I think she's heard the song Jim Dandy, but like she's never had that.
They probably
but
did that in bed at some point.
Probably.
They're also
That sounds like a sex move. She never had a Jim Dandy.
Well,
Really?
Jesus Christ. Imagine her reaction when I said, what we should get one day is a cookie puss. And she thought it was a sex thing.
Does she go when she?
No, she probably
like she usually does when you
she
say the word
gave-
Honey,
pussy.
why are you saying that out loud?
Yeah.
She gave me a funny look. She gave me a very funny look.
She said,
And I was like, no, it's a dessert. I was like, you never heard of cookie puss? She's like, we don't have. No, why?
Yeah,
Where is this?
We don't have that where I'm
See,
from.
it's a double. He's like, no, it's a dessert. I know it is.
Yeah,
It's ready whip on that.
dessert
one.
anytime.
I already got the
Strike.
chocolate right here.
Just a landing strip of Cool Whip.
And you wouldn't stop either.
It's very 9.5 weeks. There's a modern reference.
Yeah.
But no, I said it's a Friendly's dessert, and I showed it to her. She said, that just looks weird. I can't eat a face. But it was very funny because it's not something I thought of. Like, oh, right, you wouldn't know. Like, even when she came out here, because she came out here in June of 2019, and it was summertime, and I was like, we should pick up a watermelon. And she thought it was like vaguely racist. And I said, no, Friendly's makes a watermelon log that's ice cream, and it's awesome.
That's so good.
It is really good, and she did like it. But I was like, we need to get a watermelon. She's like, what?
Ice
Yeah,
cream.
do you hear the?
The way watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yeah, the way you're saying it too. Like,
No, but that's how it's WATTA melon.
Wata.
It's spelled watermelon
Oh,
or watermelon
yeah,
or whatever,
right.
however it's pronounced. It's not watermelon. I mean that'd be the most Caucasian way possible of saying it anyway.
Watermelon.
what was the
But
name
it's
of the
a
whale?
watermelon.
Blimpy? It was Blimpy the whale from
Fudgy the whale.
Fudgy the whale.
Fudgy.
Yeah,
From
Oh,
Carvel.
man.
yeah.
Yeah, so try the Jim
It's
Dandy.
funny.
next
Well,
time.
I haven't broached the subject of the Jim Dandy because Cookie Puss freaked her out enough.
you
remember
know it's a sex
Cookie
move.
Puss?
Yeah.
How about a Jim Dandy?
How about a Jim Dandy?
Andrew wants to know if you want a Jim Dandy with Veronica.
If anybody took the recommendation from the last episode and went back and checked out episodes of Cape circa 2015 when Sherry was a regular on the show, and one of the words that makes her most there are two words that make her very uncomfortable, and they are moist and pussy. So if I say those two words together, she just strokes out. I mean, she can't handle it.
So she doesn't want a moist cookie puss?
No. God, no. If it sits out in room temperature too long, she's just... Nope.
It gets melty and
ready,
sticky.
She's ready to set the house on fire and just drive away. But so we went to, it was one of the 80s fest. It was either Cat House Live or SiriusXM had a Hair Nation Fest. We went to the big festival in Irvine, and I know I think we talked about at least one of them on the show.
Yep.
At some point, maybe 2016. I think they were 2016, 2017. It was just basically the same idea, but two different names in back-to-back years. So one of the bands playing one of the years was Faster Pussycat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who was late 80s band and a couple albums into the 90s and have been reunited for a while. But their two main songs are Bathroom Wall, or two most known songs, I should say, Bathroom Wall and Babylon. Now, the beginning of Babylon starts out with this voice saying, pussy, pussy, pussycat. And now, if you've ever gone to a festival, they have basically a rotating stage. So that one band can set up while the band playing on stage is facing the audience. And then the other band is setting up behind it so that way it's nonstop music. So when one band ends the set, the stage rotates. And then now the new band is facing, so the band that was just on can offload, and then the next band can load in. Anyway, while the stage is turning through the PA on a loop, it's just pussy, 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 pussy. The entire time, this slow rotation is going on,
and Sherry is.
And we were walking off to like grab a snack or
She's
something
having
anyway.
an aneurysm.
And she really went. I've never seen her face get more confused. Just like, like I really thought she was going to pass out. She was just overwhelmed.
Convulsing.
Yeah, like her nervous system had shut down, and she just had no control of her body. Like.
She's having an epileptic fit.
Yeah, kind of. Is there such thing as oral epilepsy?
Yeah.
Where like if you hear something, it'll cause you to have a fit.
It.
Oh, good God. It was so funny. It was really, really funny. So, yeah, having that word blasting through a PA repeatedly it was probably a solid 30 seconds by the time, the band actually kicked into the song. But goddamn,
Yeah.
that was worth the ticket price alone.
Poor Sherry.
It was one of those moments. It's funny. Like we did these, as I'd mentioned already, we did these two shows back to back in one night, and I was kind of thrown off today because it was one of those days that kind of got away from me. I mean, I'd slept a little late, but also what happened is the house we're renting, the driveway was being worked on today. It is much like being repaved and whatever else. And during the course of that, we were informed that one of the cables outside had been cut, so the TV and internet is out until Tuesday. Now we're recording this on Saturday.
Yeah.
And immediately I go into the mode of like, well, I got a show to post on Monday. So like, how am I going to do this? And I figured it out. I mean, the video is going to go up Tuesday, even though it's been up for weeks at this point by the time you guys are hearing this. But I'm like, all right, well, the video is going to have to wait till Tuesday until it's back up, because the audio I can at least load onto my phone and then upload it remotely using my phone, just on my phone signal. And it just kind of threw me off. And I spent time sitting on the couch almost in a daze. And then all of a sudden I looked and saw it was 3:30. I was like, oh shit, I got to go. I got to drive an hour to the studio and then do the shows with the guy. So I had to kind of get together. So I was kind of thrown off. But I have to say, even though, I had a couple of things that I knew I had in mind to talk about today, it was just the idea of I'm driving here and thinking, I feel so ill prepared because I had to suddenly just jump up and leave. Even though I had the hour to get here.
You
and
don't ever
kind of
have to feel that way. We will fucking roll until this.
That's exactly it. And I said, but we've done this so many times. We've done hundreds of these shows. I said, I'm not going to have to worry. I could just sit back and laugh at the two of you, frankly.
And even you got Christian here too. And even if it was Mike or Ming, and you were flying solo for a show, you could still bounce off those guys.
Oh, totally. And that's an inevitability. I'm sure there's just going to be a point where it's going to be just me and engineer Chris for just yakking for an hour while he's on the clock, which what better way to spend the time?
The Muppet Show coming up.
There's definitely going to be a Muppet episode in 2021. That I will say for sure. Although, before we wrap up here, I do want to say next Monday, December 14th, if you're hearing this and the week it goes up, there will be a lot of word about all this, but there will be the holiday live stream. Yes, the 2020 Half in the Bag Holiday Spectacular is happening on Monday, December 14th. Andrew had just, again, a thimble of whiskey tonight. Imagine how much he's going to have the night of.
I will be drunk that entire weekend, as that weekend, the 12th, I am getting, as they say, installed as master of my lodge, which I had invited all of you to via our
Right.
little group chat, but because of the current COVID situation, they have limited the all indoor gatherings masonically to
Right.
10 people.
Mm.
So even people within the installation group aren't even allowed in. It's going to be
It's going to be a core group of
a core
people
group
who
of
are-
guys, and the state level guy that's there is going to say, Amino Domine, and you're installed, kind of to the rest of them. It's there's such an
That's so
uproar
weird.
right now.
They got their hoods on.
Yeah.
Like, Homino Domine.
So it sucks. I wish you guys could have been there.
I would
because-
have gone just for material. I would
Exactly.
have just
No, I
gone
know
to-
you.
to-
I know you would have.
The back in the
accumulate-
back snickering.
Yeah, and
That
he
would
would
have been
be.
worth it.
No, he'd be the furthest seat, like he was the bad kid in class, just going. Oh,
I would have been sitting there with a
Oh, this is
notebook.
gold. Yeah.
Because
what the fuck is that guy wearing?
Andrew wants to do a Freemason-oriented show, and he's been bugging me about this for years. But I said, I don't know. I do want to do it. I genuinely do, because I am curious about the business of the Freemasons
That's fine.
and the philanthropy part.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be doing it. That's going to be another show that's forthcoming. But yeah, it's funny. I was so thrown off by the idea of just like, I don't know, the internet and TV being out. Not that's a huge deal, because I have a shitload of discs that we can watch. I have loads of movies, so it's not like we're lacking
lost.
for entertainment.
Right.
I mean, the idea over the weekend of not having anything, and then I thought, oh, we got a shitload of movies we've been saying we're going to watch. I can pull out some DVDs and Blu-rays, and we'll be fine. Which is also funny because as of this week, HBO Max was finally available on the Fire Stick, so now we have that, and
Oh.
we started going through it. And this isn't a teaser for next week. I don't want to launch into another conversation about it necessarily, though maybe we'll talk about it in the future. But the documentary Class Action Park about New Jersey's own action park
Yeah.
is it's
The most dangerous park known to man.
it's a must watch. So if you have HBO Max, you absolutely need to check this thing out. Did either of you guys go to Action Park? Because I never
I
did.
never
No.
did.
Okay.
Never made it there.
I knew
I mean-
about it from guys your age and up.
Yes. Well, that anecdotally, you knew about
Yes.
people who had gone to
But
Action
I
Park.
have never been.
Are they paralyzed after?
Yeah. Well,
Mentally.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and if you haven't had HBO Max at this point, you can get like at least a 1 week or 2 week free trial.
Yeah.
It's worth it just to watch this. I mean, they do have a shitload of stuff on there. I will say that it's good that it's finally available
It's the most
on
expensive
a device
service,
I have.
though.
Well, it is. That's why I'm saying get,
$16.
it's 15. Yeah, it's the same price if you got HBO through your cable provider.
Yeah.
There is a bunch of stuff on there. Not Harry Potter. For some reason, that's on Peacock, even though it's a Warner Brothers property. But I don't know. Yeah, not like you don't own those 1,000 times over anyway. But regardless, that is a must watch. I am going to throw that out there as a recommendation, and also a must watch. Half in the Bag Holiday Spectacular, Monday, December 14th. Now that is going to be streaming on the Shared Universe social media. So Facebook, it's going to be on. Is it the YouTube channel that it's going to be? The Shared Universe YouTube channel, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a legit live broadcast, even though these shows are essentially run as a live show. They're pre-recorded. This will be a live show. These guys will be here. Jack will be here. Some other guests. There's some other irons in the fire that will be definitely
Put down.
definitely committed
Yes, yes.
by the time you're hearing this. But it's going to be great. It's going to be a 2-hour show. And of course, that will be podcasted later in the week, probably the day after, depending how late the show runs. I may not get to the technical part of posting the show on Tuesday, depending how this goes, but it will be available through
I'd
the
be
normal
fully in the
ways
bag.
that week. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you're fully.
maybe.
There might be
Listen,
an empty bottle of whiskey or something at the table.
There-
by the
there-
We
time
may
be
all just
something.
have to sleep here.
It may
Just
be
on the
possible.
floor.
I'm going to talk to Ming about that on the way out. It's like, so if we brought in some air mattresses, like how much to just stay here overnight? Like,
How much?
You know us. We're not going to break anything.
Just be a symphony of snoring,
Like you
And
can
farting.
drunk snoring,
You
and
can
farting.
unplug the gear. We're totally okay with it. But that's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, there will be the just as the first announcement here, because they're coming the second two Mondays, I should say the third and fourth Monday in December, will be the Best of 2020 show. So if you're catching up and you haven't heard all the episodes, or you don't want to hear all the episodes, then the Best of is a good way to go. And also the Quarantine Questionnaire Collection. Everybody answered them, was victim.
Such alliteration.
The victims of the Quarantine Questionnaire. Those will all be assembled in a compilation with also some exclusives, including mine. I'm going to answer every question I asked everybody on the Quarantine Questionnaire, because everybody wanted me to give my answers while I was asking them the questions, and I said, no, you're going to have to wait for that. So I will be doing that, and that'll be an entire collection on its own, because the original hope was by the end of 2020, there wouldn't be any quarantines, and we can look back and say, remember this time? But who knows? We don't even know what it's going to be like at the point where you're hearing this on December 7th or later. So we'll see how that goes. But In the meantime, if you want more of this lunacy, you can follow Andrew on Instagram and Snapchat at metal_Drew. You can follow Ryan on Instagram at Honey I Drunk the Beers. And you can follow me on Twitter at Chris Aballo and on Instagram at Chris Sells Out. And follow the show at Cape Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And please subscribe to the show. The audio podcast is available everywhere. The video versions are on YouTube. You can just search for Chris Aballo's Podcast Experiment. And of course, it'll pop up. And bunch of stuff on there, video clips and everything to come. And just follow the social media for updates about everything. The broadcast time and whatnot for the holiday special will be posted once it's confirmed. I don't want to announce that now because we're doing the show a couple of weeks in advance. But stay tuned, everybody. There's a lot of good stuff coming. And a lot for 2021, as we've kind of teased. A Muppets episode, a Freemason episode, a crossover episode. It's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming up. And, of course, more with these jokers. Just in general, conversation about randomness.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of tangents. So
all the tangents.
You can look forward to that. So, until next time, for Andrew and Ryan, this is Chris Aballo, and this was yet another experiment.
It's a lot of lights, Dad.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a lot of work too, but if I'm out in the cold and I'm committed to decorating the house, I'm gonna do it right, and I'm gonna do it big.